What's up everyone, and we are doing a sort of a challenge in FM with Ajax. So we all know that they've obviously had some wonderful talent, your Frankie de Jong, not Cody Gakpo for God's sake, De Ligt, no Jurriën Timber. So we thought we'd try something and try and win the Champions League while having also the best Dutch players in the team. So as you can see, the board expectations is to win the Eredivisie, and I don't even know what it was for the Champions League, but I would like, the challenge element is obviously, as I say, I want to get the best Dutch players in to the team. We need a left back, because, well, Daley Blind just is not it at all. So, yeah, I'm hoping. My personal ambitions for this first season, obviously win the Eredivisie, not win the Super Cup, because I've started the same a week before the start of the season, but try and get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So in looking at contracts, and well, the first name on there, Daley Blind, will not be getting his contract renewed. So we do sort of need a left back, maybe a centre back to partner Jurriën Timber, some midfielders, because, well, Davy Klaassen. The issue with Ajax is that it's got a bit of an aging team in certain areas. They don't really have a striker outside of Brian Brobby, who I think is good, but time will tell. So, creating the tactic, I tend to go through one of two different styles. I would go for control possession, or I would go for the gegenpress with 4-2-3-1 formation, or a 4-3-3. So what we decided to do is go for the gegenpress and go 4-3-3, mainly for the Champions, with the Champions League in mind. Play a bit more defensive against the big teams. So when we start creating the team, we have Brian Brobby at striker, sadly Dusan Tadic left wing, Steven Bergwijn at right wing, Edson Alvarez holding midfield, and then, well, it's the best of a bad bunch. Kudus centre mid, Klaassen centre mid, Jorge Sanchez right back, Owen Wijndal at left back, Timber and Calvin Bassey? I think it might be. I don't honestly know. And then, well, goalkeepers. You have a choice of Martin Stekelenburg and Pasveer. So we chose to go with Stekelenburg, even though that is the one area I do plan to change, either at the end of this season or in the window. So just in the tactic, I don't play any sort of hoofball at all. Work the ball into the box, low crosses, pass into space, and then distribute quickly and roll out to the centre back, and then play from mid block and a medium defensive line, just because you don't want to get caught out on possible counter attacks. So looking at the finances, well, it's all well and good having 30 million to spend. We have 0 in wages, so trying to attract players will be a bit hard, but we do also need to adjust the transfer budget to wages, so we can make some signings. And then we get on to looking at the staff, and, well, outside of having me as manager and a chief scout, we have nothing. which is always good. So we've wanting all the best Dutch players to play for Ajax. I also want to do the same when it comes to having the staff. All gotta be Dutch. I mean, all the best, probably better ones are just, you know, like Italian, French, English, etc. So trying to find any good ones is going to be a bit of an issue. So it's just one of them. We'll wait and find out. But it's good because I don't actually have to sack anyone that's currently there, unless it's the chief scout, of course. But just for the meantime, we'll keep him here. So I'd be interested to know, if you can leave it in the comments if you want, do you have a director of football? Because every time you seem to get one in, the team, so another manager asks about it. So now the club vision is reach the knockout stage of the Champions League, win the Super Cup, and be competitive in the Super Cup. But as I say, we started the same a week before the start of the season, so we've already technically played the Super Cup. So we advance. First game is against Fortuna Sittard away from home. We're going to the Dev Centre, sort of, not really. Got some good prospects, but nothing really to shout about. So once again, there's the lineup. In fact, there's the entire squad. Hopefully there will be some movement. More, like I say, the goalkeeper, replacement for Blind, a striker, Tadic can go, David Klaassen can go, which hopefully can raise some funds and get people off the wage bill. But it's one of them. In fact, we could do two good goalkeepers. Pasveer is also old. So looking at the schedule, I think we've got a good six games. You know, I think out there maybe Ethan Alkmaar is going to be the hardest one at the start of the season. And obviously we've got PSV in November, which obviously it will be me v PSV. And Feyenoord obviously for the title. As you saw, we did lose the Super Cup on penalties after drawing 0-0, which if that was the chief scout, fair play, you know. Since we don't actually have any staff, so let's just say it was the chief scout who was put in charge for that game temporarily. But then looking at the end of the season, you know, we've got PSV 5th the last game, Feyenoord in January. But you never know. But I will see you for the next episode, which will contain the first game of the season against Fortuna Sittard.